we have a standard OU battle against the Doomlord86. God, that name is awesome. Doomlord86 as we start the battle here. So, I lead up with my Rose Raid. He's going to lead up with the Aerodactyl. I know he's going to want to taunt here because he knows he's faster. I know he's faster. So I'm just going to go for the Leaf Storm so I can hit it down and break its sash. Actually hit it down to its sash because Rose Raid is awesome. So yeah, that was pretty awesome predict for me because now he has to choose whether he wants the Aerodactyl to live or die or set up rocks now or later. So he's going to set up his rocks. I'm going to like, yeah, I'm going to Leaf Storm you to kill you, but no, I miss. Yep, no comment. So I'm going to go into Claydol predicting the walk move or the ground move or whatever kind of attack Aerodactyls usually carry. I don't even know what they usually carry actually. So yeah, he goes for Rock Slide, doesn't do much. I'm just gonna go for the Stealth Rocks, hoping he's gonna want to switch here, but he goes for the safe taunt. Good move on his play, but I should have probably went for the Rapid Spin in the long run, but you know, I figured he had a Ghost type to block it, so I just went for the safe Stealth Rock, so that kinda hurt me. So he goes in the Coon to take the Rapid Spin as I get the Rapid Spin off and no more Stealth Rock, so which is awesome because I can go back into Rose Raid and set up with it later. So I'm going to go into Vaporeon, predicting the water move. He's going to predict that and go for the Roar and Roar me into Zapdos. But now I know this thing's Roarcoon, so yeah, I pretty much know its entire set. So I'm going to go for the Roar, predicting his switch again, and he goes into Aerodactyl, and I roll right back into Suicune. I'm like, oh my god, would you stop game? Would you stop hating me for once? So because of that, he gets a free Ice Beam off just because he got roared out into the one thing that is bad, basically. So I roam out the Magnezone, which is awesome. I just want to roam out to anything that wasn't that Suicune, so I can go into my Claydol and then set up some entry hazard. So he goes back into Suicune, which is like whatever, because now I know I can live any hit. I'm gonna go for the Stealth Rocks, and yeah, they're up, and now the Aerodactyl will die when it comes back in, so that's pretty awesome for me. So I'm going to go for the Earth Power because I figured he'd switch here, but I guess he just wants to set up, which I don't really get why he'd do, because I do have a Rosary with a Focus Sash. It doesn't really matter. So yeah, Earth Power's not going to do anything to it, so I'm just going to switch now, hoping he's going to want to get greedy now, because I know, you know, it's really tempting to go for a second Calm Mind against something like a Claydol. So I'm going to go into Rosary, hope he goes for second Calm Mind. He does, which is awesome, because now I can just Sleep Powder it, and then I can kind of rape it and stuff. So I'm going to go for the Sleep Powder. I don't miss, which is kind of surprising knowing my luck, so yeah, I get to sleep off on the Suicune, which is pretty nice. And now I'm just gonna go for the Toxic Spikes, and know I'm guaranteed to get both of them up because I have a Focus Sash. So he goes in the I almost called it Pimp Crow. That was funny. That is awesome. I should name it Honchkrow Pimp Crow just for that miss thing. Yeah, it goes in the Pimp Crow or Honchkrow, and yeah, I know I can live a Brave Bird, and I go for my second Toxic Spikes, and he's gonna hit me down to my Sash. So here I should have switched fearing the Sucker Punch, but I kind of forgot that Honchkrow carried it, and kind of went for the Leaf Storm to try to finish it off. But yeah, that was a pretty big misplay for me. He's gonna Sucker Punch me, and that will take out my Rose Raid. So yeah, I'm gonna go into Zapdos, and I'm just gonna go for the Roar, predicting that Sucker Punch to come again, because I know that's the only thing that the Honchkrows usually carry to hurt Zapdos at all. And I roam into Aerodactyl, which is kind of nice because it will die now. So yay for me. So he's gonna go into Weavile, and he's gonna get poisoned and take a shitload from Stealth Box, which is kind of nice. And I'm just gonna go for the Heat Wave, figuring KO, and knowing I can live any hit from this thing, even if it's banded. I'm pretty sure I can take an Ice Punch. I'm not even sure if this thing is banded. So I'm gonna go for the Heat Wave. It's not gonna quite die, but it is gonna bring it to a point where the poison will finish it off. So that was pretty awesome for me. So down goes the Weavile. Yeah. So yay for me. That go on the microphone? I think I just blew in the microphone. Oops. So it goes into Infernape, and I'm just going to switch out to scout where everything special or mixel, I was gonna say physical or special, and he goes for the Grass Knot, which shows me this thing is physical special, and I see Life Orb, so I'm thinking physical mix. Not physical mix, special mix. I've been seeing so many physical mix apes lately. Special mix is kind of, you know, new. I mean, not new, but you don't see it much anymore, so I should have went for the Surf here to kill it off, but I kind of figured he was going to switch because Special Mixtape can't do much to me, seeing as they don't run that much attack on CC to hurt Vaporeon that badly. So yeah, he does go for the close combat, doesn't do much. I set up a Wish, I'm just going to go for the safe Protect, and he goes in the Magnezone predicting that Protect, and I'm just going to go for Protect again, because the first one failed, so the second one will still always work. So, because I figured I just want to see if he's going to want to scout and predict my switch or something, but this thing turns out to have Substitute, so that was pretty fail on my part, because he's going to get a free Substitute off, and yeah, that was pretty fail. So here I'm just going to go for the safe Surf, because I really don't want this thing to have a sub up, because if with the sub up it can be problematic for my team. So I'm going to go for the Surf to break its sub, and then I was going to switch off into Claydol, and then Earth Power it, but of course he crits me, so Yeah, that's life. Crits hurt me. That I really need to be poured on for later to deal with the Suicune, but what can you do? It's hacks. You just can't. We can't really sit here and complain about it all day. So he's gonna go over Hidden Power Ice, and it's not even a 2-hit KO, which is really surprising since Magnezone has like 130 base special attack. So I'm gonna go for the Earth Power to break its sub, and now I'm just gonna go for it again. Kind of, just going for the safe Earth Power again. Even if he switches up, get some damage off on something. Even though I figured the Suicune will come back in. I don't have much to do with it anymore because my Vaporeon is dead. He goes into Honchkrow to dodge the Earth Power, and now I'm just going to switch into Zapdos as Death Fodder. And kind of hoping I live a Brave Bird, but I just don't, which is like, whoa, Honchkrow is kind of a beast for killing a max defense bull Zapdos. Even with that much HP, it still resisted, and that was kind of impressive on Pimpcrow, Honchkrow's part. So I'm gonna go into double down, and jeez, I love that KFC sandwich. It's finally here in Canada. It tastes so awesome. So I go double down. I go into Pleo. He went to Magnezone. I'm just gonna go for the Earth Power as he switches back, knowing that that was a pretty bad switch on his part, and he goes into the Sleeping Coon. So I have to switch out now because Claydol can't do anything to this thing. Earth Power is the most I can possibly do to it. So I'm gonna switch into my Jirachi. I don't have much to do with the Suicune anymore. My best bet is to set up with my Jirachi and then Thunderbolt it. So he is going to switch here as I set up a Calm Mind and he switches into Magnezone, which really sucks that I couldn't get like a good hidden power on this thing because I don't have anything to even neutral this Magnezone, which really sucks. So I just have to go for my most powerful attack, which is going to be the Psychic. It's going to do a lot, but it's still not going to do enough where he can't sub. So he's just going to sub up now, and yeah, I'm just going to Psychic to break the sub, and he's just going to get off a free Thunderbolt, which really sucks for me. So yes, he's thunderbolting and stuff, and yes, Thunderbolt doesn't do too much because of the Calm Mind, but it is going to bring me to a point where I'm kind of spoiling it. I'm going to go for the Psychic to finish it off, and he's going to go into his Special Mix Ape. And I know Fire Blast, I did a calc right after, just before I narrated this, and Fire Blast is guaranteed to kill me from a Special Mix Ape, so there's no way I could have lived it even with the +1, so that Fire Blast will take me out, which really sucks. Yeah, so Special Mix Ape is still kind of awesome. People should use it more. So yeah, I go down, takes a lot from Poison and Life Orb. I know I'm going to have to stall it out for one more turn, so I'm just going to go into Claydol as Death Fodder because I know after the Life Orb and the Poison it will die, so yep, Life Orb Poison will finish off the Ape as my Claydol goes down, but my last is a Gliscor, so it doesn't really matter because Gliscor can't do anything to this Suicune, and he can just Ice Beam me for the kill when he wakes up. So I'm gonna go for the Earthquake just to see how much it would do. I mean, I pretty much knew I lost at this point, and it does like nothing because this thing isn't even offensive, so it does that much, and yeah, it's like a 90 hit KO, so it's not looking good for me. I'm gonna Earthquake again, and still doing nothing. I think he wakes up this turn and Ice Beams me, if I'm correct. Yep, he wakes up this turn. Ice Beam will kill my Gliscor, so that is a good game, Doomlord. Yeah, that was a great match. So yeah, bye, Home Nizzles. Sub to him, sub to me. There'll be in a description there. So bye.